Good morning, I'm Teacher Rose, and welcome to Introduction to the Philosophy of the Human Person. For today's presentation is the continuation about methods of philosophizing, which is lesson number 2, different fallacies. For the most essential learning competencies, it is to distinguish opinion from truth, realize that the methods of philosophy lead to wisdom and truth. For the specific objectives, so number 1, explore some of the methods of philosophizing that philosophers employ. Number 2, identify and give examples of different fallacies. Number 3, evaluate truth from opinions in different situations using the methods of philosophizing. So let's start with lesson number 2, different fallacies. So you have just learned that it is not enough to acquire knowledge, but you should analyze if that knowledge you have acquired is truthful or not. Philosophizing involves the gift of speech and the gift of intelligence that enable us to reason out and detect the falsity of truthfulness of a statement. When one reasons out, she expresses his opinion, and when others disagree, then argument begins. In philosophical parlance, argument is not an emotional reptilian word war or a territorial show of force between persons, but a philosophical method in knowing the truth of a certain phenomenon or reality. It is a set of statements which include the premises and conclusion. However, there are arguments that are erroneous or based from faulty reasoning called fallacies. Unconsciously, we are culprits of these in our daily interaction with people, including our families and friends. Even TV commercials intentionally employ some faulty reasoning to convince their target market to purchase their products. Lawyers outwit each other by employing some fallacies to defend their clients. I am sure you are familiar with the famous flip-top battles group in today's digital world. Shall we say a modern dialectical approach which appeals not only to the mind but also to our aesthetic sense? They entertain audience, and it is awesome how they display their wit to outsmart each other in a poetic manner. It becomes an art and aesthetically superb. But if you go beyond entertainment and analyze their statement, there are a lot of faulty reasoning going on. So, let us start with our different policies which we believe you need to be aware of. Number 1 fallacy is argumentum ad hominem, or attacking the person. Hominem came from Latin word homo, which means man. So this fallacy literally means hitting the person below the belt instead of focusing on the issue at hand. For example, how can we believe him when he talks about social distancing? He is a lawyer who is a liar. Number 2 is argumentum ad baculum, or appeal to force. Baculum is a Latin word which means scepter or stick. A scepter is a symbol of authority. Normally, it is the Pope who carries it in his hands. So this is committed when a person uses threat or force to advance an argument. For example, TV Patrol is the best news program on TV. If you don't believe me, I won't let you watch the TV. Number 3 is argumentum ad misericordiam, or appeal to pity. Misericordiam is a Latin word misericordia, which means pity or compassion. A A person uses emotions such as pity to convince someone. Example: "Forgive me, officer. There are a lot of foreigners in this apartment, including myself. Only the owner was issued a quarantine pass. We don't have food. We can't give our ATM to the owner. That's why I went out. So I did not violate the Bayanihan or the Bayanihan Act here as one." Number 4. Argumentum ad populum. Appeal to people or bandwagon fallacy. Populum is the Latin word for people. Most of TV commercials are guilty of this argument, which exploit people's vanity, desires, and habits. Example: "I'm sure you want to have an iPhone. Almost 80% of your schoolmates are using it." Number 5 is argumentum ad tradition, or appeal to tradition. Tradition means tradition, advancing an idea since it has been practiced for a long time. Example: "All of us in the family from our ancestors up to now are devout Catholics, so it is only right that you will be baptized as a Catholic." Number 6. Argumentum and ignorantium. Appeal to ignorance. Ignorantium is a Latin word for ignorance. Whatever has been proven false must be true and vice versa. For example, according to Sekara Sitchin, the author of the book Cosmic Code, Adam was the first test tube baby. Since nobody proves otherwise, therefore, it is true. Number 7 is Petitio Principii, or begging the questions. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, Petitio Principii, it is a fallacy in which a conclusion is taken for granted in the premises. It's also called circular argument. For example, God exists because the Bible says so. The Bible is inspired. Therefore, we know that God exists. Number 8 is hasty generalization. So this fallacy is committed when one reaches a generalization based on insufficient evidence. For example, our neighbor who is a police officer was convicted of being a drug dealer. Therefore, all police officers are drug dealers. Number 9, cause and effect. Assuming that the effect is related to a cause because both events occur one after the other. For example, my teacher didn't collect the homework 2 weeks in a row when my friend was absent. Therefore, my friend being absent is the reason why my teacher doesn't collect the homework. Number 10. Fallacy of composition. It is inferred that something is true of a part is true of a whole. For example, you are a doctor, therefore, you came from a family of doctors. Number 11 is fallacy of division. It is inferred that something is true on the whole must also be true on its parts. For example, your family is smart, therefore you are smart. Number 12. Fallacy of equivocation. Using the same term in a different situation with different meaning. Example, human walks by their legs. The table has legs. Therefore, the table walks by its legs. So our next topic is about facts and opinion. According to Wikipedia organization, a fact is an occurrence in the real world. The usual test for a statement of fact science work are often used to check facts. Scientific facts are verified by repeatable, careful observation or measurement by experiments or other means. An opinion is a judgment, viewpoint, or statement that is not conclusive rather than facts which are true statements. Distinguishing fact from opinion is that facts are verifiable, can be agreed to by the consensus of experts. An example is United States of America was involved in the Vietnam War versus United States of America was right to get involved in the Vietnam War. An opinion may be supported by facts and principles, in which case it becomes an argument. Opinions rarely change without new arguments being presented. It can be reasoned that one opinion is better supported by the facts than another by analyzing the supporting arguments. In casual use, the term opinion may be the result of a person's perspective, understanding, particular feelings, beliefs, and desires. Though not hard fact, collective opinions or professional opinions are defined as meeting a higher standard to substantiate opinion. And on the last part of our lesson, we must first understand the difference between fact and opinion. Fact is a statement that can be proven true or false. An opinion is a statement or belief which may or may not be backed up by facts, but cannot be proven true or false. A fact is objective. Opinion is subjective. A fact is discovered. Opinion is created. A fact states reality. Opinion interprets reality. A fact can be verified. Opinion cannot be verified. So that is the difference between facts and opinion. And that's the end of our presentation. I'm Teacher Rose saying, share love to everybody, be a blessing to everyone. Thank you.